Alright guys, we're going to change the hydraulic fluid in my old 4 to 8 in tractor. It's needed change for a while now. I haven't got around to doing it yet, but come over here and below your lifter arms, that little dipstick is where your hydraulic fluid is. So come out of there. You see how brown and runny and watery mine is? Needs changed horribly bad. So what I'm going to do is I got my little siphoning hose. I'm going to stick down in that hole and try to siphon it out into this bucket, and then pour the new stuff in. But I don't know yet because I haven't looked, but on these old 8 ins there's drain plugs underneath. Let me see if I can show you. See, there's one. That's transmission. On up here is where you change your oil. And see, there's another one back there. I don't know if you can see that. It's right here. That might be for the hydraulics, or it might be for the rear end. I don't know. I don't know specifically, so I ain't gonna mess with it, because if it drains the rear end, I don't want to have to replace that right now. So for right now, we're just going to try to siphon it out of this. Oop, my bad. Siphon it out of this little dipstick tube. I have to stick me a different seal or something on it too, because it don't stick on very good. It kind of wallered out over the years. If you can see how it moves real easy. So I'm afraid water's getting down in it. So we're going to try it out here and see what happens. Alright, so we got the siphoning tube down in there. Just shoved it down in that hole. I'm going to try to prime it and get it going here. I don't know how. So it says to stick your thumb over the short end and squeeze your bulb. So let's see if it primes. Oh, something. Oh, there it goes. Oh God. I don't know if y'all can see that yet. Man, that looks awful. See it coming out of the side there? Oh man, that fluid needs changed bad. Yeah, I believe we got her started finally. It's a hard thing to get priming. I don't know, see if you can see that air bubble going through there. So it's draining, but it's super slow. That's hard to get going on that little siphon. So we'll see how it does. It's starting to drain. Alright guys, so I decided that ain't gonna work. That's gonna take way too long. It's just dripping super slow. So what I'm thinking is, see on these 8 ends, the hydraulics, the chamber is on the bottom right there. And it should, see, that's the chamber right there that goes into, and the axle is another chamber behind it. So what I'm thinking is, let's get that out of the way. I'm thinking, if you can really tell the difference here, right here, you see how this goes around? I'm thinking that's the bottom of the hydraulic chamber. And then back there somewhere that I'm not seeing, oh, look, right as I'm showing you all, I see it. Right here, there's another thing. That's for the rear end. That's the drain plug for the rear end. I didn't even see that until just now. So there's where you drain your rear end, and here's for your hydraulics for your hydraulic chamber. So I'm going to try to do is take this loose and drain it in this jug. That jug probably ain't big enough, but I'll just have to plug it off a couple times and drain it in that bucket. Alright, so we'll get to draining it here, and I don't think I could do it one-handed, but yeah, we'll try her. What the heck. I'm all right. That'll work. Let's go which way. Alright, left. Alright, it's coming towards me. All right. Whoa. Oh, yep. You guys are gonna have to bear with me for a minute. Oh. God. You ever been off there, dude? Jeez, Pete. The right way, huh? Yeah. Dude. Breaker bar. Coach, you gotta be right where I'm at. There we go. There. You guys use that breaker bar, make sure you're on whatever you're gonna turn really good, because if it slips off, it's gonna come back and hit you or smash your fingers against something. So just make sure you have a hold of it, and it's on whatever you're wanting to go on. So we got her broke loose. So let's get her jug as close as possible. Oh, it's gonna be nasty. The water trickling out of there. Plumb full of water. Plumb full of water. Oh, shit. Come on now, stop. Oh man, this is a freaking mess. What did I get myself into? Before you all put your cap back in too, if I can show you here, before you put your cap back on your plug, you want to make sure you clean all this gunk out of it, because your cap, I don't know if you can see all that on my finger that just came out of that cap. Your cap's a low point, so any of that dirt or junk over the years that's went down in it, or in my case, water or God knows what else is in there, it will all collect in the bottom of that, you know, it just sat in there. So you want to make sure that you clean that out real good before you put it back up in there. Any pieces of metal or anything like that. Mine's just mainly, feels like some rocks, a lot of water. So I'll get this cleaned up while it's finished draining. Get it filled up and go from there. Alright guys, so we're going to fill this thing up. I got my new hydraulic fluid setting up on the seat. You always want it higher than what you're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a stupid siphon thing that didn't work before and let it siphon, get all that old hydraulic fluid out of it. We're going to stick it in there and let it stick it down in the tube like we had a while ago, and then the other end up in the bucket and let it drain the bucket down. Well, that's working pretty good, guys. Really slow, but it's moving. I don't know if you can see anything flowing through there or not, but it's going. Just super slow. Let me show you this old fluid we got out of there. Now some of that black stuff, dots, that's not out of the thing. It must have fell off that bag or something. But you see how brown it is? Runny and watery. See, it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be real clear and kind of a thickness. See how it looks like water? I believe this is where your transmission is with your shifter on these old 8-ends. I believe while I'm waiting on that to drain out, because it's going super slow, I'm going to pop this cap off and check my transmission fluid while I'm at it. So we'll see how that goes. I'll show you that real quick too. Alright guys, we got it broke loose here. Just wanted to show you all. A lot of times, you know, you'll want to pay attention to your boot on your gear shifter. Mine's not very bad. I don't have any dry rot or anything on it, and it's sealed pretty good. But if yours has got dry rot and stuff on it, you really want to replace it. Because what happens is it's just an open chute in your transmission, and you'll get water down in it. Now this is the first time I've opened her up since I've got this thing 2 years ago. I didn't have a mess with it. See what she looks like. Oh God, it looks empty. Uh-oh, ruh-roh. That don't look good. Yeah, it looks, I mean, the teeth look good on the transmission. Can only see 2 gears. I wonder if, you know what, judging by the look of that, I wonder if the transmission and the hydraulic chamber run off the same. I bet you it does. Oh, there's the 3rd gear back there. It don't look bad either. Yeah, I bet you this is where we need to pour in our hydraulic fluid. Well, I don't know though, that wouldn't make much sense. Alright guys, I got some research done here, and I believe, if I understand correctly, which doesn't make any sense to me, but these, the transmission, and I thought it had a chamber for the hydraulic fluid, and the rear end, if I researched it right, they're all 3 connected, so they all use the same fluid. So that would make sense as far as, you know, this is the only filler plug and there's nothing for anything else. Instead of doing this silly crap, you can just pour it straight in there. Okay, but the only thing that doesn't make sense to me is, why is there a drain plug here, here, and here? You know, unless the chambers are lower to make sure you get everything out. Well, I guess that makes sense then.
That way you can get empty each chamber all the way, and that's the filler to fill them all up. So judging by the color, I'm going to assume that's the same thing as that crap that we took out. So hopefully we got everything out of them. But I'm going to pour this hydraulic fluid, which I say hydraulic fluid, it's, you know, it's like a mix between both. It's 4 tractors. So we're going to pour it down in there and hope for the best and see what happens. And then I'll check it consistently with the dipstick and see if it's filling it up. So we'll go from there. Alright guys, that's it. That ended up being it. You know, the transmission, at least the transmission and the hydraulics is all together. They're not separate chambers or nothing. Those plugs are just to make sure each chamber's empty all the way. So there's your filler plug for your transmission and your hydraulics. So we got everything changed there. And learned some lessons if you all are working on this stuff. You know, this is my first tractor, you know, ever. So it's a learning experience and working experience as we go. If you all see something that, you know, that I said wrong, or, you know, whatever, feel free to, you know, correct me. That's how I learn, you know. I don't need anybody bad comments. Now I'm learning. So it is what it is. We got it changed and we got it running. So thanks for watching.